Welcome back to 22 Moons Tarot. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Rachel. Um, First off, I'd like to say thank you so very much for allowing me to share this with you again today. We're going to be doing a twin flame collective reading. This is going to be from Monday, April 27th through till Friday, May 1st. And it's just a general reading. If it fits you for now, if it fits you at a later time, whenever it resonates with you is fine. Got to go by your own spirit on that. Um, I'm going to be doing for the feminine and the masculine. Again, it's just a general term used for the energy that you feel that you possess versus your partner. Uh, it's just the way I read. Sometimes I identify as the masculine. Sometimes I identify as the feminine. Uh, Actually, recently, through the past couple months, I don't know if it's been similar with you guys, but I think because we mirror a lot, I have found myself really resonating with both parts, and we all have that duality within us. So, just take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. Don't worry about trying to fit it in there. There's so many wonderful, lovely, talented, intuitive readers out there. I'm sure you can find one that resonates with your story. So, okay, so let's get into it. Today we're going to start off with what the particular challenges of the feminine are today. And we're going to start with, we're going to use the Heal Yourself reading Oracle cards. And this is by Ina Segal. So we're going to take 3 cards for the feminine. We'll read her first, and then we will take 3 cards for the masculine. We're going to clarify them with tarot. So let's see what the challenges are that the feminine could be facing this week. Help from above. Sexuality. And alchemy. Nice. All right, and the tarot deck that I'm using is my favorite all-purpose tarot deck. I use this for everything, and they're so old and so raggedy, but they're my favorite. It's the Shadowscapes by Stephanie Pye Moon Law and Barbara Moore. So we're going to clarify it, 1 card for each. We have the Ace of Cups. Let's do it this way. The Ace of Cups for help from above. The sexuality is the 4 of Wands. And alchemy is the 9 of Pentacles. So immediately what I'm seeing from the help from above and having the Ace of Cups is it looks like the feminine, yeah, don't mind my Band-Aid. I'm sorry, I had a, ladies, you know what it's like when you rip your nail right in the middle of the nail bed? So I'm trying to hold on to it. I'm sorry, the help from above and the Ace of Cups, to me, is really attributing to pride. She's very full of independence, wanting to do this, wanting to do whatever it is that she's doing from the perspective of wanting to accomplish something herself, and not really wanting to accept help from others. But this may not be the time for her to be prideful, and this may be the time for her to really accept help from, it could be from spirit, could be from family, it could be from friends, any kind of help, any kind of sources that's really going to help keep your own cup full. It's a really nice message that, it's something that we can guard from. And our sexuality, which we had this for the weekend reading, this was what the feminine was really flowing in. And we have the 4 of Wands, so it's really about maybe the femininity in her own foundation. Maybe she is not feeling as I want to say as soft, as nurturing as she could be in her own home environment. And it could be with a lot of the feminines out there. Could be, this quarantine is really getting, can really have effect sometimes on our family, and being, huddled all together in a small space for weeks and weeks on end can really kind of dampen our identity and how we feel. We may just feel like we're just in that mom role or just in quarantine mode, and we're not really feeling as provocative or as sexual as we would like to feel. Um, Even in our own intimate setting as far as home. And we have the third challenge is alchemy with the Nine of Pentacles. So maybe she seems like she's kind of creating some resistance to be the healthy, happy, single person. It looks like she's being a little bit stressed out this week with home, with, I can gather from help from above that it may have to do with, there may be some financial issues with the feminine that she's really trying to, and it's kind of spilling into the other aspects of her life. Or maybe she feels like she's not doing so well being the single caretaker that some of you may be in that role. Not all of you, but some of you may be struggling this week, particularly with being the the caretaker. I'm sorry, I know you can't see, but my cat is threatening to jump up here on the workspace. So let's see what kind of challenges we're going to be looking at as far as the masculine. And I know, some people don't like to reincorporate the cards that they've already used, but because oftentimes we do so much mirroring with our counterparts that I really do like to reincorporate the cards, because that's important. Sometimes we need to see that we're not alone on this journey, and sometimes the problems that we are having, are also being mirrored by our counterpart. So I'm going to see the issues here with the masculine, soulmate, alchemy. See, like I said, he's also having some kind of problem with kind of manifesting. And we have discover your life purpose. Soulmate, alchemy, and discover your life purpose. Those are very interesting because those are very introspective cards. That's, seems like the masculine is really trying to really look deep within himself to see, what he can do with his soulmate. Maybe referring to his twin flame. It could be a karmic partner that he's with right now. And really figuring out what he wants in this life. So let's see what the soulmate refers to. Temperance. Okay. The alchemy is Ace of Wands. And discover life purpose, the Eight of Wands. So for the soulmate, he's really finding it very troublesome to be patient and to kind of balance off his energy. You can see in, excuse me, in this card, it's very interesting because the feminine is very strong. She's very colored in, and the masculine seems ghost-like transparent, like he's not there. Excuse me, like he's there, but not there. Like maybe he is just able to connect with his counterpart as energetic, energy. Maybe he's not able to physically be there, and he's finding a difficulty with garnering the balance to withhold himself through this time. And he has the alchemy, the manifestation, which is the Ace of Wands, and he's really, really wanting to manifest this new opportunity, this new way. He's obviously wanting to become full in this picture. Yeah, he's wanting to balance himself and get out of the urgency of needing to be with his feminine, but I don't see like he can really figure out how he wants to go forward with that, or how he wants to make that new offer and incite that new passion that really make really bringing a full picture of himself into the image that he has in his head. And we have the discover your life purpose and the Eight of Wands. And this card is really beautiful. I don't know if you could see it, but it's a masculine playing a fiddle with a feminine here, like by the campfire. And from the violin, not fiddle, I don't know why I said a fiddle, I'm sorry. But from the violin, you could see this spirit, and she's feminine and flowing and beautiful. And it looks like he's really playing this for his feminine. Like this, she's the muse to him, to his inspiration. And I think that what he's doing is he's starting to realize that his purpose may actually involve his feminine. And I don't think that that's something that he's really ever considered before. I don't think it's something that he's ever thought of as far as needing to be someone, to be whole. And of course, we know that you don't need someone to be whole, but I'm feeling as if this masculine is really starting to understand that he's needing to take some kind of quick action. He's needing to make some type of forward movement in order to bridge the gap between him and his feminine. It's really a beautiful scenario, at least as far as his struggles with. It doesn't seem like it seems like he's really just wanting to try to figure out how to combine his life and the life that he wants with his feminine into one solid foundation. All right, so let's see, what is the energy of the feminine towards her counterpart? So, we're going to see okay, so for these ones, we're going to use the Moonology Oracle deck, and this is by Yasmin Boland. We're just going to see what the energy is between, or how the energy, wait, how did I write this? Okay, what is the energy towards their counterpart? So we're going to start off with the feminine and see what her energy is towards her masculine for this week. Fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Woohoo! Ladies, hold your vision. Fixed moon. What do you need to release? Waning moon. Okay. So let's see, what does this... I'm trying to keep this centered, y'all, but I'm having a difficult time with that. It's hard to look at the cards and the monitor and see See where I'm at. But let's go with the fiery climax. What does that entail? Why is the feminine feeling fiery towards her masculine? Ooh, Ten of Swords. Okay, hold your vision. Five of Pentacles. And what do you need to release? Eight of Swords. Wow, look at all these cards. They're so sad. Oh, what is going on, feminines? I was hoping it was something, sultry. But I don't know. Are you angry? You must be so angry with your masculine still. I thought we were getting past that. Yeah, so the feminine's energy is kind of feeling like it's done. Feeling so betrayed, feeling like she's just she's feeling like it's ended. It's ended, and she's holding on to the she's holding on to the vision that she feels left out. Like he's just moved along and kind of really just neglected her, left her out, and shut her out, of the connection. And she's holding on pretty strong to that, which those are some not great energies to shoot your masculine. And what do you need to release? The Eight of Swords. That's really good, because what this is showing us is that maybe these energies aren't as solid, and the energetic force is what we like. This is really needing to release your bad thoughts, your all the stuff, the stories that you tell in your head, all of the thoughts that you keep recurring throughout your thought patterns all day. And you're really needing to release that, because you have to release that to release these. And it's just, it seems like it's going to be, if this is what we're shooting to our masculines, that could be very, very straining on him. And, he's going to be very, very sensitive in picking up the energies. A lot of the masculines have been spending a lot of time, waking themselves, or gradually waking up into this process and into the key role that the feminines might play on their soul path. And we don't want to send that kind of energy their way, especially when they're, it's kind of like spooking somebody when they first wake up. It's such a not nice shock to their system. So let's see what is the energy that the masculine is sending to his feminine this week. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon and Leo. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. And you're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, nice. So he seems a little softer than we are, huh? Seems much softer in the energy that he's sending out. Let's get some clarifying cards on this. The full moon in Leo. Don't let your pride get in your way. Don't let pride get in your way. The Queen of Pentacles. Lovely. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Page of Wands. And you're very close to achieving your goal. Nine of Swords. Okay. So immediately, the energy that he's telling you is not to get don't stay stuck in your woeful pride. He really needs you to, he really wants you to stand in your Queen of Pentacles. Be very strong and nurturing. Be very soft, but feminine, family oriented. He really wants you. This is the way that he has seen you, and that's the image that he's holding in his mind of you. and your hard work is paying off. Page of Wands. So he's wanting to let you know that, that all this work that you're doing, it's been effective. Not to give up on it. It's been extremely effective on him, and even though it's been slow, the energy work, the healing work that we've been doing as feminines, that has been, a slow, soft awakening for our masculines is working. It's starting to come into full view of everything that you have been doing. And you're very close to your goal. So with the Nine of Swords, he's asking not to have so many regrets. And maybe that's what it was referring to as far as the feminine earlier, where she seemed so angry, is that, don't hold back on the what ifs, or excuse me, don't hold back on the what ifs or what you could have done, what you should have done, because everything that you did was absolutely where it needed to be. Everything you did was exactly what he needed, and it might have been tough for you. It might have been very tough for him, painful, abrasive, but there is no point in holding regrets to it, and you're so close. You are so close to actually completing the task that you wanted to with regards to the connection. So he's telling you, good job. He may not have liked all of your all of your tactics, but he's giving a nod of appreciation that, yep, they worked. Maybe I didn't like them, and don't give up, but they're working. Excuse me. I don't know why. I did some yard work yesterday, and my allergies have been like just so crazy. Even the tea doesn't seem to be helping too much. So I'm sorry. I hope there's not all kind of weird noises. But okay, let's move on. Let's see what the blessing is for the feminine this week. Let me put these down. Oh, okay. We're going to use the Wisdom of the House of Knights Oracle. And this is by PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. Beautiful deck. I've had this one for a couple years, but I haven't used it very often. I didn't really know what I wanted to use it for. And it's really been helpful the last couple weeks. So let's see what we have. What is the blessing this week for the feminine? Beauty. Fulfillment. Ooh. And grove. Very pretty. Let's get some clarifying cards for beauty. What is the beauty that she's going to be receiving this week? Five of Pentacles. And the fulfillment. Ace of Cups. And the grove. Five of Wands. Okay. So the beauty that we have first off in the Five of Pentacles is showing that really there has been some beauty in her feeling left out or feeling rejected. I think that it's the blessing in this is showing her how strong and independent and how sweet life can be, even how delicious it can be just by enjoying herself and, working on herself, working on her goals, working on things that she needs to do. I don't see this as a sad. I think that what she thought or how she felt of, being rejected or being left out, there was beauty to come from it. And that's necessary. We all need to see that there is so much value in being alone, and there is so much value in what you can do with that time and that space of your solitude. And we have fulfillment, Ace of Cups. This is exactly right. This goes right along with this, is that what have you done with your alone time? What have you done being detached from your, well, I don't want to say detached, but single, or, being in your solitude? What have you been able to achieve with your alone time, with feeling, singled out? And you've been able to access your own fulfillment, your own self-love. You've really learned how to pour your own love, your own worth, your own value into your own cup. And from there, you can pour it out into your family. You can pour it out into your relationships, your partnerships, your, any kind of project that you're working on. You're able to really give of yourself. And that's an incredible gift. That's a beautiful blessing, because regardless of, no matter what kind of relationships you have, whether you're in with karmic, you're in, you know, uh, if you're in union, if you are, even with relationships with parents, children, yeah, ex-spouses, friends, coworkers, you cannot, you cannot give anything if your cup isn't full for itself. And you've really learned that. Look at that. We have two full cups, and I love its pomegranate, which is probably the pomegranate juice, but I'm going to take it as red wine. Ooh, Lord knows I love some red wine. And we have the other blessing, the third blessing, is Grove, and the Five of Wands. And what I think is interesting about this is how it has the bench with two seats, and both seats are empty, and there's a cat in the middle. Well, in this card, the Five of Wands, we have a lot of foxes. They're all fighting around. They're having a lot of competition. And I'm feeling like what this is showing is, I think maybe recently, within the past, excuse me, few, let's say years, or, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I don't know, the recent past, there has been a lot of attention, I want to say, towards the feminine. She has gained a lot of attention, a lot of suitors, and there's been a lot of competition for the masculine, and or at least he has perceived that there is a lot of competition. And maybe, I don't know what type of feminine you are. Maybe some of you have really indulged in it and kind of allowed your time away to be a fun time. That's certainly up to you. But it's showing here that now you're really focusing. You're not worried about any of these other suitors. And I don't think that your masculine is as concerned. I'm feeling like he's receiving that energy as a whole unit to him. And you're kind of just waiting. There's two seats. There's nobody else left to try. You don't have the desire to want to involve in this kind of energy. Like you might have had some fun with trying to make him jealous, or trying to make him see, that there's plenty of other offers out there. But that's really not in the energy that the feminine's in. And that's kind of been a blessing, because not only has it helped her to really focus on herself, and kind of keep her attention on herself and her goals, but she's been able to really define what it is that she wants. And maybe it was necessary for her to have, several suitors, because what do they say? Like, from the examples of what you got, you can kind of weed out what you don't want, you know? Like, well, okay, I've tried this and this and this and this and this, and I definitely don't want any more of that. Definitely didn't like this or that. So it's really, really beneficial, I think, for both parts. Now let's see what blessings the masculine is going to receive, or what will he become aware of this week as being a blessing, or it could be a new blessing. Never know. Let's see what he's looking at. Confidence, risk, and letting go. Oh, it's 22. Look, y'all, that's my number. That is my lucky number. Maybe someday I'll get into the significance of 22. But, yeah, it's a pretty profound number for me. Anyways, it looks like the masculine is rocking it out this week. So he's going to have some good blessings. Let's see what his confidence is. Oh, his confidence in the 2 of Cups. The risk. 9 of Cups. Letting go. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Didn't I say earlier in the what was the energy is your masculine really wanted you to come back to the Queen of Pentacles. You know, so, well, we'll get to that. And we have the confidence, the 2 of Cups. And from this past weekend's reading, he had, excuse me, it seemed like he was having some troubles in wanting to, how he was going to come forward, kind of his confidence, you know, what he wanted. He wasn't sure if he wanted it, or how he was going to approach it. But now he's really starting to feel more confident in his union. He's starting to feel more confident that, you know, his feminine is in fact the real deal for him. And he's really wanting to, well, he's growing in his confidence of, you know, the certainty of the relationship that he has with his feminine. And he did have the risk this weekend as well. And it's with the 9 of Cups, which, you know, is, now I'm not saying it's going to be, you know, a for sure thing for everybody, but he seems like he's really getting confident and wanting to take that risk for his feminine, for himself, for the union. He's really wanting to have his wish fulfilled. And I think that he's starting to realize what his actual wishes are. If you actually think about it, have you ever really sat down and thought, what do I want? And if I get it, what will I do with it? How will it affect me? How will it impact my daily life? How will it benefit me? So I think he's really starting to feel confident that his feminine is his wish fulfilled. This is exactly what he wants. And letting go as 22. There's so many pretty butterflies in here. It's like releasing them with the hand. I think what he's doing is, you know, really implementing the letting go for the law of attraction to really release the Queen of Pentacles to see if it returns. You know, the key part in manifestation is to, you know, think of it, feel it, design it, live it in your own imagination, and then release it. Release it, let go of it. You know, not to spend all this time worrying and fretting over it and obsessing over it. I don't think that he's obsessing over it anymore, and that's a blessing for him. He's just going to let go and let spirit guide him. Wow. Dang, this weekend looks rockin'. Let's see. Okay. Now, what can we do to help heal our connection this week? And this time we're going to use the, we're going to use Doreen Virtue's Angel Therapy Oracle deck. I love this deck because it's just so concise on what you can do to help heal, what Spirit wants you to work on. So we're going to look at the feminine first and see what we can do to start healing our connection. Oh. So we've got Archangel Michael, be willing to forgive, and parents. Nice. Okay. So we've got Archangel Michael. I believe that's the Archangel of Protection, right? So let's see. You're working very closely with this powerful Archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. See, Michael is just awesome. It's amazing. So what is he helping? There. Nice. That came out again. That's the second time, feminines. Be willing to forgive. Ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. We have the Death card. Parents. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. Six of Pentacles. So we've already seen in the earlier, in the earlier topics that the feminines were having a very hard time with maybe some anger or some resentment, animosity. And I think that's such an important thing to get rid of in your own spirit, because it's the example that I've given before is like it's holding a hot coal in your hand. Having the anger, the hatred, the animosity is holding a hot coal in your hand, expecting to throw it, but all it's doing is burning you. You may not even make contact with that person you want to hit with it. It's just going to burn you. And you have a lot of regrets. And I think that, with the challenges that that the feminines were going to receive this week, Nine of Swords was in that. And I think that you can really utilize your relationship with Michael using prayer, using meditation to ask him to help, release that burden of looking back, of, the regrets and maybe the shame that you have for some of the actions that you've done or that you could have done pertaining to your union. And he's there to help. He wants to help. Be willing to forgive. The Death card. And that goes hand in hand with this, wanting to forgive, wanting to release those regrets, and really having that, having the ability to transform what was anger and resentment into an unconditional love, being able to forgive. And they say that expression, forgive, but don't forget. And I really don't know how I feel about that expression, because unconditional love, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, it's not about forgiving. It's about acceptance. And maybe that's the key, and be willing to forgive is, okay, you may not be able to forgive yourself for something that you've done, or you may not think that you can forgive yourself or your masculine, but you have the ability and you have the power within you to accept it. Just, okay, I can't change that. I can't change what I did. I can't change what they did, but can I still grow and nurture love from what I've learned from this situation? Can I still harbor love for your counterpart, even though, those situations or scenarios have happened? And it's really about transmuting it, changing that, exchanging that hatred for love, exchanging that remorse for gratitude, exchanging that bitterness for joy. Really being able to transmute the energy. And the parents, Six of Pentacles. It's funny, the message that I'm getting with this is how you can heal is, I think that most people have some kind of grief or score to settle, score to settle with their parents. It could be having, father issues, mother issues. It could just be so much as needing to change your perspective and understanding and accepting, which could be going along with this, accepting the fact that your parents, have tried to do the best that they could for you. And it could also be in reference to your counterpart because, there could be a lot of issues from your counterpart due to the relationships that they've had with their parents and due to maybe their upbringing, how they've seen, previous relationships bond and, how it can be toxic and maybe there's not a lot of love in there. But regardless, needing to be able to give and receive some kind of some kind of dialogue that would allow you to open up internally and realize that your parents and you have tried the best that you can, have really done the best that you thought, at least at the moment, would have been, the best way. And maybe between your parents or their parents or you being a parent, perhaps, you have a lot of regrets or you have a lot of, anger because maybe you did not know better. Perhaps the issue that you're having and not being able to release that anger or that resentment is not accepting that, everybody in the situation did the best that they could at that time. That may not resonate, for everybody. But I think it's a good message regardless. If you do have a relationship with your parents or if they're no longer with us or you're, not in a relationship with them, just having an even private internal dialogue and giving and exchanging and using that in meditation. What would your parents say to you? What would you like for them to say to you if it's an apology or if it's something as simple as acknowledgement? I know that so many of us, when it comes down to it, we may not ever get an apology for what we think we're owed, but sometimes it's the strongest thing that can really make a difference is acknowledgement. And, sometimes you have to give that to yourself. You have to pretend and use that in your head, use that, as your meditation, your prayers for your own exchange, your own giving and receiving of love, unconditional love. So let's see, what does the masculine? What can the masculine do to help heal? What can can the masculine do to help heal his relationship, or can help heal the union, his relationship with the feminine? What would spirit like him to do? Release. Second time. That was in his blessing, right? He was going to release, let go. Sacral chakra. Power animal. Okay, nice. Oh, this way. Okay. So the release, what's that referring to? What would spirit like the masculine to do for his Five of Pentacles? The sacral chakra is the King of Wands. And the power animal, Queen of Cups. So release, it says, work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. And the Five of Pentacles. So maybe he's been really hung up on the fact that, I think recently, the tables have turned in the dynamics of the runner-chaser portion of our union. And I think that he's been put in a position of the chaser, where now the feminine is running, and he doesn't really know what to do with that. I think he's quite lost as far as that, because he's used to running and not getting caught. And I think with the flip of the script in this particular relationship, because we're healing what he could do to heal his connection with the feminine, is he feels left out. He feels like, well, wait a minute, where did she go? What is she doing? She quit chasing me. She's not around. She's not behind me. Where is she at? What's she doing? So I think he's really needing to release the pain of that. I mean, I'm not trying to demean the masculines at all, but I feel like they have their ego hurt a little bit. They're not used to, not being picked for the team, not being seen. And I think that he really needs to release that, because that's holding him back drastically from the choices that he wants to make with his feminine. As far as now, he feels like, before, where I got it like that. I could go back anytime I want. And now he's like, well, maybe I don't have it like that. So he's learning how to release that. And that's really good, because that's going to help his confidence. That's going to help him take the step forward that he needs in order to kind of place the spark back into his connection. In the sacral chakra, you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. And he's got the King of Wands. So he's very action-oriented, and it looks like he's very proactive on what he's wanting to do for his health, for his mental health, for his stability, and even for the energies that he's receiving as far as relationships. He is becoming very much into his own power of, this isn't good for me. I'm going to cut that out. This isn't good for me. I need to cut that out. And really becoming in tune with his body, his spirit. And that's extremely helpful. That's going to help him heal. That's going to help him in turn with healing that, heal the relationship. We have his power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. And we have the Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups, obviously, well, I guess I shouldn't say obviously, but she is very very in tune with her own sensitivity. Uh, she is, upright. She could be in very strict control of her emotions and know how to use them fluently. Very, which is actually funny because if you have the Queen of Cups, with water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you know, uh, you have the crab, the fish, and the Scorpio. And typically, typically, Cancer and Pisces signs, and even Scorpios, can be very emotionally charged. They're very sensitive, and I don't want to, I don't want to say high strung, but um, they are pretty well led by their own emotions, and they're very intuitive. So they allow that to really control their emotions, their intuition. Oh, you having with the masculine having a power animal, it can be, something that's referring to the crab, the fish, or the Scorpio. But also in this card, we have a lot of sea turtles. So regardless, there's a lot of sea animals, and I'm thinking that maybe some kind of sea animal is coming across your masculine's attention quite a bit. Oh, give me. Whew, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. My son came crashing through the door and it startled me, and so I paused the video. All right, so I won't keep this much longer. We're already at 50 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to get just one more message, and this is what just one small message of what the counterpart needs from us this week. What can we do energetically for them? What could we do physically? If you have any contact, I mean, from what I've been reading, it doesn't look like there has been any contacts. But let's see what the one message is that the feminine is telling her masculine that she needs from him. And it says, listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. So she's asking him to really pay attention. She really needs him to listen to himself, listen to his heart. If the masculine is very logical and doesn't really like to follow his heart a whole lot, but he's getting better with that. He's getting better, but he's not hearing it. Oh, excuse me, Seven of Wands. All right, so she's really asking him to, you know, stand his ground and really put his foot down and listening, saying, being conscious of making a decision to consciously listen to his heart rather than his head. She's really asking him to be strong and listen to it, because a lot of masculines think that listening to your heart is, a weakness, or it's something that isn't really considered. It's not considered a masculine trait, but the feminine really wants the masculine to listen. What does the masculine really need from his feminine this week? Let's see what that looks like. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. Those were the same two messages that he said earlier about what was the energy that he was trying to give to the feminine earlier. And he's really, really wanting her. He needs her. He needs her to see how strong. Oh, and this flew out. The Ace of Cups. Oh, and the card also is 11, and the Ace of Cups is 111. But he really needs her to acknowledge and recognize how strong she is within herself, how, she is utilizing her own sources to manifest her life and her prosperity, and what she's doing impacts the energy of the union. It impacts and it inspires him. Seeing her be so strong and being, oh, okay. So the thought that I just got is that he finds a lot of strength from her strength of resisting him. He's, I don't know, I don't want to say that he maybe thought that you were weaker in the past, or that the feminine was weaker in the past, but he is, he's really inspired by your personal strength, and he wants you to stay strong. He's saying that, you really don't know how strong you are, and it inspires him. All right, y'all. So, those are my messages for this week, for April 27th through May 1st. And I hope you enjoyed them. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And stay blessed, y'all. Thanks again for letting me share with you. Have a good week.